everyone. In this video, we'll see how we can create games using Scratch, right? So for creating a game, first of all, we should have some characters inside the game, some objects inside the game. Also, we need to have the score for that game and we need to have the control on the characters, or we can say on the objects inside the game, right? So the first game created here is a Pong game. So for the Pong game, what are the three things that are needed here? One is this paddle. This is the paddle here, right? Then we have one ball and this is our background, right? That I have added using the backdrop. So this is our background. Also, I have kept a score here, which is 4 right now, right? So as soon as this ball will touch the paddle, the score will increase by 1. You can start from 0, from 50, from any number, right? So right now it is 4 because the ball has touched it 4 times, right? So let's see how to create this game now. So what I want is that this paddle should move left and right, and if this ball touches the paddle, the score should increase to 1 and this ball should bounce off. So for making the paddle move, what you have to do, I have done that if my right arrow key is pressed, I want to change x by 20, right? So this is my coordinate geometry here, right? This is the x direction, this is minus x direction, this is y, and this is minus y, right? So right arrow key means the key on the right side, right? So if you are pressing that key, you have to change x by 20, right? Means the value of x should increase, means you'll be moving to this direction. Okay, fine. We don't need to move up and down, we just need to move right and left. So now if I want to go to the left side, so I have to press the left arrow key and my x position should change to minus 20, right? So it should go in this direction. So this will be my right direction, this will be my left direction. If I want to go up, means I have to change the y position by some positive number. If I want to go down, I have to change the y position by some negative number, right? But in this case, we just need to move left and right, so we don't need to change the y position here. Fine. So basically we are moving the paddle, that if the right arrow is pressed, we are changing x by 20 steps, means it should go in the right side. If I'm pressing the left arrow, it should go to the left by minus 20 steps, right? So I just hope this part is clear. Now let's move on to the ball sprite. Now what the ball should do? So the ball should actually keep on moving, and if it touches this paddle, it should bounce back, and also the score number should increase by 1. So for capturing the score, first of all, I have created a variable. So how to create the variable? You just need to go to make a variable. Take a variable here. Say for example, I have taken the variable name as scores, and you can make it for either for all the sprites or for the given sprite for which you are creating the variable. So I'm creating it for all the sprites. Then click on OK, right? So you have two variables right now. If you want to unselect the score variable, you can just unmark it and you can see the score 0 variable here, and you can set the position also using the mouse. So this is how we can do this, right? Now what I want to do is I have the scores variable that is initially 0. So what you are doing is if you are clicking the flag, the ball will start to move, right? It will move 10 steps, right? So it will just keep on moving. If it touches the sprite 1 is this paddle here. You can see the sprite 1 here in the bottom right corner. This is your sprite 1, this paddle. So if it touches the paddle, what you want is, you just want the ball to turn its position, and it should be any random number, like the position should be changed by any random degree, that is from 160 to 200. It will be any random degree, right? Then again it should move 10 steps, and yeah, if the ball is touching the paddle, the score should increase by 1. So you are changing the score by 1, right? Then if the ball is touching the edges, it should bounce also. So that is why we are using this statement here. You can also run the code. So for running the code, you have to press flag and the ball will start to move, right? So you can see that if the ball will touch the paddle, the score is not increasing. Now why the score is not increasing? Because you are saying change score by 1, but the variable in your case now is scores. So change score to scores and then again play the game. Now you can see that the ball touched the paddle and the score has been increased, right? Again it is 2, now it is 3 and so on. Now it is 4. So this is how we can do this, right? This is how we can set the score. This is how we can make the objects move inside the game. Now what about this if condition that you have used? It is like, if you have given a particular condition here, right? So if and else are for conditions only, that if a particular condition will be met, so it will go inside that block, that is these 3 statements are the part of the if block, and these 3 statements will be executed if this particular condition will be true. If it will not be true, it will not do anything. Like these three statements will not be executed. If it is true, these three statements will be executed. It works like this, right? So this was your classic Pong game, the very basic one, right? The very basic concepts were involved here. Now let's go to the maze game. So this is your second activity, that is the maze game. Inside the maze game, first of all, you have to create the mazes. So for that, what I have done is I have just painted a background. So you just need to go to the backdrop, click on paint, and you can, paint any backdrop just like I have done this. This is a very basic one, you can do your own, right? Then come to the code part. So I have this background here, then I have created two sprites. One is the ball sprite and one is the sprite. So basically what should happen is, if this ball will touch this sprite, a message will be displayed on the screen, that is you win, right? So we want to make it like this. And the ball can move in 4 different directions: left, right, up and down. So let's see the coding part here, how we can code it. So you know that you need to make the ball move in all the 4 directions, right? Again, let's make our coordinate geometry, coordinate plane here. So if you are pressing the up arrow, means if you need to go to the up position, that is the y, this is minus y, this is x, and this is minus x. If you want to go up, what should be done? The y should be increased by a positive number, right? So we are doing the same thing, we are changing y by a positive number. So the ball will move 5 steps up. If you are pressing the down key, the ball should move 5 steps down, because you are taking a minus 5 number, like a negative number here for y. Similarly, if the right arrow key is pressed, means it should move in the right direction by a positive change, and it should be for the x. Before it was for y, now it is for x, right? If you are pressing the left arrow key, means this one, so the x position should change by a negative number, right? So it will be minus 5 in our case. So this was the coding part for the ball, like this is how we need to operate the ball. So this part is done, the background is created. Now for this green sprite, what we have to do? Let's move on to the sprite now. So what I have done is, first of all, it should start when the flag will be pressed, okay? Then a particular thing should be done forever. What should be done? That if this ball is touching this sprite, a message should be displayed, right? That is you win. And yeah, we can remove the score part from here. We don't need to keep any score. If you need to, you can do it on your own. We already know it from the previous game, right? So I'm saying that if the ball is touching the sprite, that is the sprite 1, sorry, if the sprite 1 is touching the ball, it should display a message, that is you win, right? So now let's play it. So for playing it, first of all, I have to press the flag. Now let's keep on moving the ball. So I'm just moving the ball. So you can see that the ball touched the sprite, and you can see the message here, that is you win, right? So this is how we can create some basic games, just like we have created this game here. So you have learned how to create the like how to set the scores, how to create a background for your game, like how to paint the background, basically how to take a custom background. You already have them here, so you can choose your own background or you can paint the background, and how to operate the objects, like how to control the objects if you want to make them move in some different directions only, like some specified directions basically. So I just hope all these things are clear to you. You can try creating your own game, right? Only these concepts will be involved. If you want to create something advanced, you already have the toolbox here. You can choose anything from the toolbox for creating it, right? You already have the code blocks. So thank you so much.